During the recent Bitcoin boom, one cryptocurrency exchange has reigned supreme: Bitfinex. In 1 year, Bitfinex has successfully increased its share of the global Bitcoin market from less than 1% to a new all-time high, 37.2%, making them the global leader in Bitcoin trading volume. With Bitcoin's market cap recently hitting a new all-time high above $300 billion and the cryptocurrency market reaching a record high market cap of over $700 billion, Philip Potter, the chief strategy officer of Bitfinex, recently revealed his true feelings about the cryptocurrencies that are listed for trading on his exchange.
Nobody uses these things. They're scams. They're just speculative vehicles. I mean, we're in a speculative fervor moment. It's like the dot-com bubble, and it could go up 10x from here. All this shit before we have that sort of reckoning.
Prior to Bitfinex's unbelievable growth that it achieved in 2017, the chief financial officer of Bitfinex, Giancarlo Devasini, unveiled his plan to make Bitfinex the #1 Bitcoin exchange in the world.
In the last weeks, I've been thinking about it, several times. Why don't we push some, wash sales into the system, and we do like almost everybody is doing, and we try to be #1 again.
On August 2nd, 2016, Bitfinex announced that its system was breached by hackers who stole 120,000 Bitcoins worth $72 million, more than 2.5 times the size of the largest cash robbery in U.S. history. Instead of filing for bankruptcy, Bitfinex survived by socializing this loss between all account holders and reducing account balances and positions by 36%. All loss amounts were converted to US dollars, and for each dollar lost, Bitfinex gave its customers a digital IOU token called BFX.
We are not buying or selling these tokens. I'm telling you right now, hands down, no principal insider or the company itself is doing this. We are steering clear from this right now. We can't. It would be suicide for us to do something like that.
On April 3rd, 2017, Bitfinex announced 100% redemption of all remaining BFX tokens. How was it possible for Bitfinex to redeem $72 million worth of BFX IOU tokens in only 8 months? Many Bitfinex customers were tricked into converting their BFX tokens into iFinex restricted stock.
The fastest way to get back your money, in case you don't want to be a shareholder of Bitfinex, might eventually be to convert your tokens into shares and then sell your shares to another shareholder.
For customers who refuse to convert, Bitfinex figured out a unique way to raise the funds necessary to repay them.
What we need is that if we're going to release these tokens into the wild, we need to be able to announce ahead of time that, as of this block height, we are going to redeem X% of the outstanding tokens, and we are going to replace them with this other token. So in the case of BFX, we want to be able to replace it 1-for-1 on some pro rata basis. Replace, shall we say, BFX tokens with Tether tokens.
Tether is a cryptocurrency designed to be tethered to the US dollar and supposedly backed by real US dollars held in a bank account somewhere. After selling less than $7 million of Tether during the first 27 months of its existence, Bitfinex at the start of 2017 printed $48 million of Tether tokens in only 3 months, increasing the amount of Tether tokens outstanding by nearly 700%. As new Tether tokens were printed, BFX tokens were repurchased by Bitfinex and retired from distribution. Bitfinex successfully repaid its BFX IOU tokens by printing Tether tokens. Legally, only the Federal Reserve is allowed to print US dollars, but Tether is a crypto version of the US dollar, and Philip Potter has turned Bitfinex into the central bank of cryptocurrencies.
Okay, so just to address the FUD surrounding this, yes, we, Bitfinex, are majority owners of Tether. This is true, but Tether is a completely segregated entity. Dollars are all there. Everything. I mean, there's no breaches there. It's like everything there is 100% kosher. We take great pains to make sure it is. So, I don't know what else I could do to make people feel comfortable about that.
Just like how global central banks printed trillions of dollars out of thin air, having caused U.S. stock prices to explode in the recent years, Bitfinex, by printing millions of unbacked Tether tokens, initially ignited a massive explosion in the price of Ethereum. Unfortunately, when Ethereum investors took profits by selling it for Tether and attempted to cash out their Tether tokens for US dollars, they were met with a message saying that the US dollar withdrawals are restricted except for verified corporate clients requesting at least $50,000. Originally, the FAQ page on Tether's website stated that Tether currency is redeemable for cash at any time. However, Tether in 2017 changed their part of the FAQ page to now say, Tethers are redeemable and exchangeable pursuant to Tether limited terms of service. According to Section 3 of Tether's new terms of service, there is no contractual right or other right or legal claim against us to redeem or exchange your Tethers for money. In late March, angry Bitfinex customers began to report on Reddit that they too have been unable to withdraw US dollars from their accounts, with some Bitfinex customers reporting that their wires weren't processed from as early as March 9th. It wasn't until April 20th that Bitfinex finally announced it was experiencing major problems with its Taiwanese banking partners, who decided to block all wire transfers to and from Bitfinex accounts at the request of their correspondent banking partner Wells Fargo.
You know, we've had banking hiccups in the past. We've just we've always been able to route around it or deal with it, open up new accounts or what have you, shift to a different corporate entity. There've been lots of sort of cat and mouse tricks that everybody in the Bitcoin industry has to avail themselves of. The reason why we're unable to do that this time is that internally in Taiwan itself, they're undergoing a sort of kind of very strenuous review of their whole offshore banking process. And basically Taiwan has been put on the radar screen for being, you know, kind of lax about KYC AML. It's very, very difficult for offshore people to come in and open bank accounts right now, if not impossible.
With both Bitfinex and Tether getting cut off from the global banking system, the crypto community became concerned about the solvency of Bitfinex and US dollar backing of Tether. Many Bitfinex customers decided that their safest bet was to buy Bitcoin with their US dollar balances, immediately withdraw their Bitcoin from Bitfinex. This caused Bitcoin prices to explode higher, while the amount of Bitcoin stored in Bitfinex's cold wallet got cut in half. From Bitcoin's March 25th low of just below $900, Bitcoin prices tripled in 2 months to a May 25th high of nearly $2,700. During this artificial rally fueled by forced Bitcoin buying, Bitcoin prices traded at a huge premium on Bitfinex over exchanges like Bitstamp that still had banking access with the ability to deposit and withdraw fiat currencies. Meanwhile, Tether's value dropped below $1 and remained there for most of April and May, hitting a low of 89 cents. Eventually, Tether's value stabilized due to demand from a major new customer that also lost banking access, the Bitcoin exchange known as BTCE. Despite Bitfinex failing to regain access to the banking system, as soon as Bitcoin began to weaken at the end of May, Bitfinex flooded the crypto economy with $60 million worth of new Tether tokens. This caused Bitcoin's sell-off to end quickly, with Bitcoin rapidly exploding afterwards to new all-time highs. Between June 16th and July 18th, as Bitcoin dipped 36% from its record high, Bitfinex flooded the crypto community with $180 million of new Tether tokens, thereby increasing the total outstanding supply by 124% and causing Bitcoin to explode 163% higher over the following 7 weeks to a new all-time high of more than $4,900. In the first half of September, as Bitcoin sold off by 39% in 12 days, Bitfinex printed Tether at the fastest rate in history, issuing an average of $10 million worth of new Tether tokens per day. After bottoming at just $3,000, Bitcoin only needed 5 weeks more to double in price to new record highs of well above $6,000. In early November, any time that Bitcoin would sell off from its latest record high, Bitfinex would print $20 to $25 million of new Tether tokens, driving Bitcoin to new all-time highs within the following 24 to 48 hours. After peaking on November 8th above $7,700, Bitcoin sold off more than $2,200 to a November 12th low of just below $5,500. During this major Bitcoin sell-off, Bitfinex printed $80 million of Tether in only 58 hours, its fastest rate of money printing in history, and more than 19 times higher than its year-to-date average. Bitfinex officially reached peak insanity because at no point during this sell-off did the demand for Tether increase in any meaningful way. After bottoming on November 12th, the $80 million of phantom liquidity added by Bitfinex caused Bitcoin to stage a shocking turnaround. 4 days later, with Bitcoin trading back above $7,400, an impatient Bitfinex gave Bitcoin an added boost by printing another $20 million of Tether. This had an unmistakable effect on Bitcoin by causing it to instantly explode by $300 to a new all-time high, followed by momentum traders chasing it up nearly $8,000. Bitfinex's dangerous and destructive act of greed on November 16th of printing money into a perfectly balanced market finally caused Tether to become destabilized, with its US dollar price immediately declining to only 98 cents. Despite this major warning sign, the very next day after Bitcoin failed to break through the $8,000 level and began to sell off, Bitfinex printed another $60 million worth of Tether. On November 20th, Tether suddenly crashed in price to a low of 90 cents per token. Instead of repurchasing Tether tokens in the open market to support its price at $1 and reduce the outstanding supply, Bitfinex once again blamed its latest crisis on hackers and claimed that over 30 million of its newly issued Tether tokens got stolen from their Tether Treasury wallet. Bitfinex promised not to redeem any of the stolen tokens, a laughable statement considering the legitimate Tether holders have never been able to redeem a single token in history. Instead of Tether having a redemption mechanism like ETFs, Bitfinex supports Tether's phony dollar peg by using trading bots to wash trade Tether tokens back and forth between accounts that it controls, thereby deceiving investors into believing that Tether will always be liquid at $1 per token. It was recently discovered that the 2017 rise in Bitcoin prices as a result of Bitfinex's manipulation and printing of unbacked Tether tokens was planned years in advance by Bitfinex CFO Giancarlo Devasini. On June 22, 2014, somebody asked Giancarlo on the Bitcoin Talk forums, "Can you get a Willy bot like Carpely is already and take us to $10,000? Giancarlo responded by saying that he is currently working on it. What is a Willy bot and who is Capellas?
I'm Roger Veer, longtime Bitcoin advocate and investor. Today I'm at the Mt. Gox World Headquarters in Tokyo, Japan. I had a nice chat with Mt. Gox CEO Mark Karpelès about their current situation. He showed me multiple bank statements as well as letters from banks and lawyers. I'm sure that all the current withdrawal problems at Mt. Gox are being caused by the traditional banking system, not because of a lack of liquidity at Mt. Gox.
Back in 2013, Mt. Gox was the world's most dominant Bitcoin exchange, and its CEO Mark Karpelès created a trading bot called Willy that controlled 49 Mt. Gox accounts that were each credited with a total of nearly 112 million newly printed US dollars, including 46 accounts that received matching amounts of either $2 million or $2.5 million. Between September 27th and November 30th to 2013, Mt. Gox's Willy bot acquired approximately 268,000 Bitcoins in 7,000 separate buy orders, with 90% of them occurring in exact intervals of between 5 and 15 minutes. The more Bitcoins that Willy purchased in a day, the larger Bitcoin prices would gain that day, with Bitcoin declining on days that Willy was inactive. Mt. Gox has successfully manipulated the price of Bitcoin from $126 up to $1,120 for a gain of 789% in 2 months. As Mt. Gox's Willy bot made nearly $112 million in fraudulent Bitcoin purchases, the market cap of Bitcoin increased by more than $12 billion, or about 108 times the amount of Bitcoin purchased with counterfeit crypto US dollars. This compares to how Bitcoin's market cap over the last 13 months has increased by $174 billion, or nearly 78 times the $2.24 billion of Tether printed by Bitfinex.
They haven't answered anybody's support requests. They seem to have just taken people's money. They've taken my money.
Right.
I'm kind of pretty annoyed about that. So I thought I'd come here, try and find out what's going on, hopefully speak to the CEO or speak to someone who knows what they're doing. Can I have a chat with you? I'm not touching you. Can I have a chat with you? Okay, I came all the way from London, to try and get my Bitcoins from you to find out what's happening.
There's no problem with Bitcoin. You can't do anything right now.
No, you can give people their Bitcoins back if you wanted to. If you wanted to, you could give me mine back right now.
You can't right now find
You can do that. You can do it right now.
Anything for 60% away because you're sure at all.
I think we're not sure, is it? So do you still have the Bitcoins? Do you still have everyone's Bitcoins? Do you still have everyone's Bitcoins?
Let me get this side.
Do you still have everyone's Bitcoins?
I'm going to call the fix.
Go for it. I'm not touching you. I haven't touched you. So do you still have everyone's Bitcoins?
coming from here.
In early 2014, Mt. Gox customers who sold their Bitcoin into the rally for large profits were unable to withdraw dollars from the exchange and were forced to buy back Bitcoin, causing Bitcoin prices on Mt. Goxes to trade at a huge premium over other exchanges. A few Mt. Gox customers were able to withdraw their Bitcoins from the exchange, but the run on Mt. Gox caused its Bitcoin holdings to become completely depleted, except for a legacy wallet containing 200,000 Bitcoins that Mt. Gox had forgotten about. On February 7, 2014, Mt. Gox announced that it had suspended Bitcoin withdrawals, causing the Mt. Gox Bitcoin price to crash 90% within days, which forced the exchange to shut down for good on February 24, 2014.
Japanese police have arrested the head of the Mt. Gox Bitcoin exchange, Mark Karpeles. This comes after a series of fraud allegations led to the exchange's spectacular collapse and hammered the digital currency's reputation. A spokesman for the Tokyo police says France-born Karpeles is suspected of manipulating data on the exchange's computer system in 2013 to create about $1 million. Japanese media say police are also investigating his possible involvement in the 2014 disappearance of nearly $390 million worth of bitcoins at current exchange rates.
Of the 650,000 Bitcoins that got stolen from Mt. Gox customers, over 300,000 of them ended up at the Bitcoin exchange BTCE, which got shut down by the DOJ on July 26, 2017, only 3 months after it implemented Tether and bailed Bitfinex out of a major liquidity crisis.
Alexander Vinnik was arrested in a small beachside village in northern Greece on Tuesday, following an investigation led by the US Department of Justice. The DOJ describes Vinnik as the operator of BTCE. They accuse him of laundering more than $4 billion for people involved in crimes ranging from hacking to drug trafficking. He's also been linked to the failure of Mt. Gox.
After BTCE and Bitfinex simultaneously lost banking access in March, forcing BTCE to become a Tether-based exchange, it's very possible that Bitfinex, by issuing Tether tokens to BTCE, became the recipient of some of the $4 billion that BTCE is accused of illegally laundering. In November, Bitfinex banned all U.S. customers from its exchange in a desperate attempt to escape U.S. jurisdiction, following the DOJ's charges against BTCE, which included a $110 million fine. On January 1, 2018, Bitfinex once again changed Tether's terms of service to also ban U.S. customers, but this didn't stop Bitfinex from printing another $850 million worth of new Tether tokens during the following month. In fact, according to Tether's rich list, 2 of the top 5 largest balances of Tether are currently held at Bittrex and Poloniex, 2 US-based cryptocurrency exchanges. Bittrex has played an active role in helping Bitfinex continue laundering dollars through Tether, even without Bitfinex having banking access. Customers of Bittrex are allowed to purchase Tether tokens for US dollars by making a wire transfer to Bittrex in an amount of $100,000 or greater. Unfortunately, after they spend 6 figures on Tether tokens, they have no way of ever converting them back to US dollars. The good news for Tether holders stuck on Bittrex is that the exchange lists a total of 273 different cryptocurrencies. In late 2017, after Bitcoin peaked at $20,000, Bitcoin gurus like John McAfee began to post recommendations on social media for investors to buy small, thinly traded altcoins that are listed on Tether-based cryptocurrency exchanges like Bittrex.
I mean, my first trip to the Amazon, when I went to Ecuador and went down the river and first tasted human flesh, the attraction for human flesh was like so profound that, you know, when I came back to the States and they accused me of eating small children.
On December 13th, inundated by people asking for recommendations on what cryptocurrencies to buy, McAfee suggested for his followers to consider privacy coins with anonymous transactions like Verge, a token trading on Bittrex for less than a penny. Immediately, investors rushed to buy Verge, driving its price up by more than 3,000% over the following 10 days. McAfee quickly figured out that he could make millions of dollars by pumping scam altcoins on his Twitter account to naive millennials looking to get rich quick by investing into the next Bitcoin at the ground floor. McAfee secretly began to contact the founders of every low market cap altcoin, promising them that he would pump their coin in return for a large fee of up to 25 Bitcoins plus a major percentage of their coin's total outstanding supply. Legally, McAfee is required to fully disclose the exact type and amount of any compensation received for a cryptocurrency he is promoting, including the source of compensation. But McAfee began to announce a daily coin of the day without disclosing any compensation received, deceiving investors into believing that he was making unbiased recommendations. During a 4-day period leading up to and including Christmas, McAfee helped underwriters distribute over $750 million worth of unregistered altcoin securities, causing the 4 individual altcoins to instantly increase in market cap by a combined $1.1 billion. McAfee spent some of his ill-gotten gains to purchase a Bentley that he immediately boasted about on social media. McAfee also began to promote fraudulent ICOs of new cryptocurrency tokens like Finecoin.
We intend to transform the aviation industry forever through blockchain technology. Because we all know that the earlier you're in, the profitable your holdings will be. And you can buy Finecoins now at $1, and we intend to enter the public coin market by February with a target price of 30 USD.
Finecoin successfully stole $3 million worth of Bitcoin from McAfee followers, with McAfee automatically receiving a large cut of the proceeds. Less than a week later, McAfee himself admitted that the Finecoin ICO was a scam associated with a known Nigerian criminal organization. On December 26th, McAfee announced Tron as his latest coin of the day, a heavily promoted cryptocurrency created by Justin Sun, the self-proclaimed protege of Alibaba founder Jack Ma, despite only meeting Jack Ma once after a speech he gave at a technology conference.
Invest in Tron, yeah, it's kind of like cheap. It's like less than like 20 cents, right? So it's kind of like cheap, so I buy the coin.
This one picture of Justin Sun together with Jack Ma allowed Tron to raise $70 million in its September ICO. And by Justin Sun continuing to tweet about Jack Ma and Alibaba at every possible opportunity, cryptocurrency investors have been brainwashed into believing that Justin Sun is the next Jack Ma, and a major partnership between Tron and Alibaba must be imminent. When Justin Sun announced the opening of a San Francisco office, which turned out to be a dedicated $450 per month desk at a co-working space, social media went into a frenzy about its close proximity to the Alibaba's office. On January 3rd, Justin tweeted that Tron was about to announce a major partnership with a prestigious publicly traded company. With everybody assuming that Tron was finally about to announce a major Alibaba partnership, its price more than tripled in 2 days, reaching a high on January 5th of over 30 cents per token, with its market cap peaking above $30 billion. Although Tron doesn't have anything close to a working product and has largely plagiarized its white paper from other projects, its valuation peaked at a level that was higher than such companies as Hilton, Ferrari, Royal Caribbean Cruises, Kroger, SiriusXM Radio, and even Yum Brands, the owner of Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut.
I know, like yesterday, Mark Zuckerberg he borrowed my idea. I don't know if he watch this live streaming, or he find out the words I said on the Twitter. So everybody on this planet, they will use Tron. We have to make sure that the currency is friendly to everyone. So we issue 100 billion to prepare. We have at least 10 billion users in the future.
During Tron's 1-month rally of 17,000%, over 6 billion Tron tokens were sold from a cryptocurrency wallet that had registered with the game CryptoKitties under the username Justin Pets. When confronted with the allegation that he has been pumping and dumping Tron tokens, Justin claimed that the wallet in question is actually controlled by a Tron market maker who just happens to have the same first name. Justin said that when he registers to an online games like CryptoKitties, he uses his Chinese name, Yushin, not his English name. Interestingly, during Justin's live stream, he got caught logged into the Crypto Puppies game using the username Justin Sun, proving that he is a liar and is most likely the owner of the wallet that dumped over 6 billion Tron tokens, possibly cashing out as much as $1 billion worth of unregistered securities. The actions of Justin Sun and John McAfee, together with Bitfinex printing over $1.5 billion of Tether during the months of December and January, have created a perfect storm for nearly all cryptocurrency altcoins, with the riskiest coins of all making the largest gains. In December, the market cap of the 100th largest cryptocurrency reached an absolutely absurd valuation of $357 million, a shocking 510 times higher than 1 year earlier. with investors able to achieve huge gains by buying practically any coin, including Tesla coin, which has nothing to do with the automaker but still managed to gain 630% in 4 days. Investors no longer had any purpose of tying up funds in BitConnect. At the start of 2018, fund flows into BitConnect dried up completely as loan maturity dates were fast approaching. On January 5th, a desperate BitConnect was beginning to promote a new ICO called BitConnect X when it received a cease and desist order from Texas regulators. BitConnect's biggest promoters on YouTube, like Crypto Nick, quickly dismissed the cease and desist as FUD.
Well, first of all, BitConnect is not even a US-based company, okay? So I don't know how that makes any sense while people are saying, there goes the BitConnect platform, it's going to get shut down. It's not even operated in the US, so I don't see how a document like this even matters, because at the end of the day, when something comes out like this on BitConnect, nothing fundamentally changes about the platform. All it is FUD. It's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Nothing fundamentally changes, and I expect BitConnect to continue operating normally. Basically, if you don't know what a cease and desist order is, all it is a document sent to an individual or business to stop basically operating a legal activity and not to restart it. Okay, so that's what that is. Really are that paranoid about it and you live in Texas, just download a VPN. It's not that big of a deal. I expect BitConnect to continue to operate normally here and nothing's really going to happen whatsoever. Especially with BitConnect X launching in 4 days.
I'm sure everyone's been watching the charts over the past few days and you've noticed that everything has been dropping. For BitConnect, I'm not losing anything. You can't lose anything. The only thing that might happen is you might not make as much one day. So I am constantly making money on BitConnect. Yes, people still think it's a scam. I don't have the answer to that. I don't know if it is or not. All I know is I am making profit and I'm not losing my money. Or not, it's going to last forever. I don't know, probably not, but I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon.
On January 16th, BitConnect announced that in response to the cease and desist orders along with the DDoS attacks and continuous bad press, they decided to immediately shut down the BitConnect lending and exchange platform and release all outstanding loans by repaying customers in the form of BitConnect tokens at a set price of $363 per token. By abruptly eliminating the lending period that kept BitConnect's token supply artificially scarce while simultaneously destroying any remaining demand for the token, BitConnect's price immediately crashed by 98% in a single day.
And like funnily, I was able to log in like what? Yesterday? And on the website they're talking about they're shutting down. So I went online on YouTube, people saying it's a scheme. I said, what the fuck? I just got into this shit trying to make some interest. And now I lost all my fucking savings, man. $30,000 fucking dollars. And they're talking about they released my money. In BitConnect coins. It's worthless now. I check on the, the cryptocurrency market. BitConnect, coin is like $20. It used to be like $363. Now it's worthless. It's like $20. It keep on going down. And now all my fucking money is gone. BitConnect. Fucking scam motherfuckers. They scam my ass. And now my whole fucking money is gone. My whole fucking savings, man. $30,000.
If you enjoy this content, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the little bell beside the subscribe button to ensure you get notified of future important videos and live streams.